Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching. This is the Japan B-League, and it's the battle between Kawasaki Brave Thunders and ALVARK Tokyo. And not surprising, a packed house here in this wonderful Kawasaki Toradiki Arena, capacity 6,500 fans, and getting ready to watch their team play. They know they will already be in the championship, the same as ALVARK Tokyo. You look at the standings of both of these teams in the top three in the East, and you got Chiba, followed by Tokyo and Kawasaki, then Utsunomiya and Shibuya. Of course, the Ryukyu Golden Kings, Shimane Nagoya flying high also, and heading towards the championship. So what can we expect today? Well, we already know ALVARK Tokyo have a rich tradition in the B-League, as rich as anybody. In fact, they have won this title a couple of times, and they come in here. You look at their roster, Genki Kojima, Jordan Taylor, Hirotaki Yoshi, Shuto Ando, Zach Baranski, Seba Sais, Shohei Kikuchi, number 21, Gen Hiraiwa, and just all the way down that roster, Ryan Rossiter. Of course, very, very good team coached by Luka Pavicevic. For Kawasaki Brave Thunders, well, they need no introduction here. But I'll go ahead and tell you, Yuma Fuji, who was one of the heroes of the Emperor's Cup win over Chiba, followed by Ryusei Shinoyama, Keisuke Masuda, Satoru Maeda, Yuya Kamata, number 18, number 20, Yusuke Tsunai, of course, Nick Fazekas, the Japan international naturalized from America, Matt Janning, who also played well in the Emperor's Cup, and Naoya Kumagi, number 27, and Pablo Aguilar, of course, and Jordan Heath, big-time players in this team. And if you look at the starting five for ALVARK, we've got Taylor, Yoshi, Baranski, Sais, and Tanaka. ALVARK team winning 17 of their last 20, and they have been one of the top teams, not surprisingly, once again in the competition this season. So fans getting a glimpse of some of the highlights of ALVARK, and now they are going to get another look at their Brave Thunders. It's already been a huge season for them, winning in that Emperor's Cup, of course, back on March 12th. And that man had a lot to do with it, Yuma Fuji. Matt Janning, as we mentioned in the roster, he's in the starting five as well. Quite the sharpshooter, Matt Janning. Played at the highest level of college basketball in America, also in Europe, now in Japan. And Naoya Kumakagi, the small forward, Jordan Heath, number 35. Presents so many problems for opponents. Got a good all-round game. And Nick Fazekas, who needs no introduction. So there is your Brave Thunders lineup once again. Fuji, Fazekas, Janning, Kumagai, and Heath. And as you look at the Flames from the side of the court, you can also expect there to be some hot shooting today. The head coach for Kawasaki Brave Thunders, Kenji Soto, and there is Pavicevic, whose reputation precedes him, obviously having reached the top in Japan before. And you wonder where this ALVARK Tokyo team would have been had COVID not come along and been such a disruptive element the past few seasons. But again, another look at the starting fives for both teams. So Jordan Taylor, Baranski, number 10, Tanaka, number 24, Scythe, number 11, and number 8, Yoshi for Tokyo. And for ALVARK Tokyo, for Kawasaki, Fuji, who wears 0, Fazekas, number 22, Janning, 23, Kumagai, number 27, and coming in wearing number 35 is Heath. So Scythe, the Spanish international, getting ready to jump center for ALVARK. And indeed, he wins it going up against Heath. So hello, everybody, once again, and welcome. This is the B-League game between Kawasaki Brave Thunders and ALVARK Tokyo. And Tokyo getting it down low, and Scythe opens things up. Former Chiba Jet star making that first basket, which is always important to get you off the snide. And missing was Fuji. Is not shy about putting it up, and why should he be? He is a gifted player, great point guard. Had 4 threes, in fact, in that Emperor's Cup triumph over Chiba Jets. On his way to 25 points. Here he is with the basketball. Brings it up. Heath hands the ball off. Janning dumps it down low, and the alley-oop pass to Heath. Nice little action there coming in for the home team for their first 2 points. Fans will be hoping there'll be more of that. Now the quick pass over to Yoshi. He's going at Heath. He likes the matchup. He spins. He little pump fake, and he draws the foul from Heath. Well, it stands to reason he's got a little bit more quickness, so he wants to take advantage. And Heath, as big as he is, doesn't need to be going for the block in that situation. He could just stand there, and then once the shot is taken, go up and swat it. But he took the pump fake, and it cost him a foul. Yoshi bends the knees and misses the first. Takes his time. Very unusual free throw motion. He's kind of bringing the ball into the flow, and then he stops that flow. And then starts again. Obviously, no free throw shooting motion is alike. Janning, he can put it up and he can drill it. That's what he does, folks. He's got that reputation of drilling those three-pointers. And Kawasaki already with their first lead here, 5-2. And Fuji whistled for the foul. Seemed to be looking Well, it was kind of appealing to the referee that Taylor grabbed his jersey as he went past. Jordan Taylor gets into the paint, bounce pass. Oh, and Yoshi misses an easy one. Should have been an assist for Taylor. Good play, just no finish. Now Janning passes back to Heath. And the battle for the rebound. Tokyo, ALVARK Tokyo comes up with a dangerous pass, almost picked off by Janning. Yoshi, or excuse me, this is Tanaka. And Yoshi a little bit off of his game right now, missing that one, triggers the break, and going down, getting the great block. And here comes Taylor, bounce pass. Tanaka get it out to the perimeter, and Baranski hands it back off to Seba Scythe, who you would think would want to be operating much closer to the basket. Here he goes. Drifts in, and a little bit of a rushed, kind of crazy shot almost from Seba Scythe, Spain international. And missing that one was Janning. Now here comes, once again, ALVARK Tokyo. Scythe hands it off to Taylor. Scythe, front and back of the rim, stays out. Fazekas rebounds the miss. 3.5 minutes into it, and the basket seems to have a lid on it for both of these teams. Janning down to Fazekas, spins to his right, puts it up, and gets it to drop. Fazekas is quite a scorer. He has been throughout his career. Tanaka. Scythe. Baranski back over to Taylor, pulls up just beyond the elbow, and the ball bounces off the rim and over the backboard. Just is not really much of a flow in that attack for ALVARK Tokyo. It looked a little bit better that time, but then the finish wasn't there. Pablo Aguilar checks into the game, makes his first appearance. Iowa also checks in, number 21 for ALVARK. And the jump shot is good. So Kawasaki now opening up an 8-point lead. And not surprisingly, Fuji drilling from distance. Osakabe, the youngster. And the foul called. So if that's on Heath, that is his second. That was not a foul, just a kicked ball. Osakabe, good! Well, that's what you like if you are the coach. Pavicevic, seeing the young man come right off the bench and provide you a little bit of a spark, because they need it right now. Aguilar, the jump shooter himself, passes it out to the wing. Missing that one was Kumagai. And Scythe intended for him. Here comes Aguilar, and Pablo Aguilar, Spain international like Scythe. And timeout has been called by ALVARK Tokyo as they try to find some rhythm, find something positive, because right now it just doesn't seem to be in sync for the visitors. Just not a great pass. And the anticipation was there from Pablo Aguilar. And his fellow Spaniard not able to chase him down from behind. Well, you see the early numbers, or rather the numbers coming in for Fuji. He has been a handful for opponents, whether his scoring, his three-point percentage, his ability to create for others. Again, sort of the pressure is all for both of these teams as they know that they will be in the championship. But this game will go towards determining who finishes where. ALVARK came into this game one spot above KAWASAKI, who are in third place. And, of course, we still have another week of games to come up. Hiraiwa looks back, number 21 now, coming out of the timeout. Osakabe, who just hit the jump shot. Size, and another miss. Fazekas for three. Oh boy, he's already feeling it. Zando, who missed the last one for ALVARK Tokyo. And that was a nice drive, but the finish again wasn't there for Osakabe. Masuda in the game, number 11 as well for the home team. Kawasaki. Heath into Aguilar. And the pass intended for Fazekas, but Osakabe read it beautifully. And now he is bumped almost to travel. Certainly the fans were asking for it. And a little bit more frustration as the size attempt from close to the basket just does not go down for Pavicevic's team. Good defense from Heath. So Tanaka, the Japan International, inbounds it. Now he's got it back. And Scythe didn't catch it cleanly. Oh boy, he thought his man was cutting to the basket and he popped back out. ALVARK Tokyo have not been in sync at all today. And that was a perfect illustration of that, although you have to give some credit to the Kawasaki Brave Thunders defense, getting right up on them. Fazekas gets on the baseline. Oh boy, look at that. What a smooth finish over Tanaka. .13 advantage. Tanaka gets it to Saiz from just behind the stripe, and Aguilar rebounds to miss. Kawasaki Brave Thunders looking to make some quick work of their opponents today. Well, that would have hurt if Fuji's three would have gone in, but fortunately for the visitors, it did not. Now the penetration. Osakabe misses, and Scythe rebounds the miss, goes up. And 2 free throws awarded to Scythe from after the foul from Fazekas. Aguilar almost had the rebound, just went right off of his fingertips. So that was a break as well for the visitors. Oh, Sai is such a crucial player for this ALVARK Tokyo team. He was last season when he won the title with Chiba Jets. He bends the knees and shows that sweet follow through. So cuts the deficit to 17-6. Kojima in the game meanwhile for ALVARK Tokyo, number 1. And it looked like an opportunity there, went begging by Masuda. Another chance for ALVARK Tokyo. 3-point if it goes, and it does. Nice play. Good patience, and suddenly a game that looked like it might be about to get out of hand. The deficit has been trimmed back to 8 points. Janning. Fazekas. Well, using his size advantage and kind of still calmly goes to the basket, scores over Osakabe. Not much Osakabe could do there. He's got to have some help, taking it back up to a 10-point lead. Fazekas has been a one-man wrecking crew here since midway through the first quarter. Looking for the foul, wasn't called. Now it leads to a break, and Aguilar, he gets rejected by Saiz. This time he did catch him right at the rim. Shinuyama in the game, number 7, passing it around up top. Fazekas, shot clock about to expire. He gets it down low to Masuda, and he doesn't get it off in time. Well, just one of the plays of the game. Look at this right here. Saiz does not give up. He goes up and says, "Not in this house," to his compatriot. Tremendous leaper. Might just be the play of the game. Pavicevic calls the play, hoping his team can weather the storm here in this first quarter, which hasn't been very kind to them, but they're creeping back into it. Spinning, working his way in. Nice handoff in the end. And Saiz misses the easy one. He would have backed himself to make that one. Now pulling up, and on the break, Saiz rebounds the miss from Maeda. I think Maeda clearly can hit that shot, but you might want to get it more into the flow, into the rhythm of the offense, maybe with a nice catch and shoot. But clearly he had the green light and it didn't go in. So timeout called with 20.2 seconds remaining as ALVARK Tokyo try to draw up a play here that they'll get some points right at the end of the first quarter. Here again, some of the highlights. So this three-pointer fell. And Kojima coming out and making a sudden impact. Well, Kojima must have had some type of issue getting a little bit of tape on his left biceps. It's been a great start for this Kawasaki Brave Thunders team. They want to use it as a launch pad for victory, but ALVARK Tokyo are not going to roll over meekly. They're going to keep battling away. They're not one of the best teams in this competition for nothing, and slow start will not deter them. Aguilar having words with the referee. I don't know if he's saying to him maybe that shot should have been good because the ball was on the way down, but it didn't look like it was on the way down to me. The shot that Saiz blocked. Saez will be able to enjoy conversing with his compatriot after the game about that rejection. One thing for sure is Saez has been crucial to the calls today. Makes the free throw. He's been doing well at the free throw line. And he makes both. Cuts it back to an 8-point deficit. Now can ALVARK Tokyo get a stop? Aguilar will inbound it. Kikuchi in the game, number 13, playing some defense. Now, what's the play going to be? Shot clock, or game clock down to 9. Fazekas loses it, and it will lead to a chance here for ALVARK Tokyo. And, oh, what a play! Right at the end of the quarter, alertly, Kojima finds his teammate, and they score with an alley-oop. That's about as disastrous as a finish as you can have for the home team. Very alert. And Yoshi makes no mistake with that one. And just like that, just a little bit of momentum for ALVARK Tokyo. Kawasaki Brave Thunders nevertheless on top, 19-13 at the end of one. Well, Kojima has been terrific since he entered the game, and you could see also it's having a positive impact on his teammates. Yoshi, the beneficiary of a terrific play. Yoshi clearly not comfortable with his shot right now. You can see him continuing to practice his motion over there on the bench, but what was a pretty grim first quarter about halfway through ultimately has not been so bad. Trailing by just 6 points now. They fell behind by 13 points. So after being up by 13, they come back out now leading by 6. And again, here is one of the plays of the game. And what made that so sweet was Kojima just really patient, kind of looked more towards mid-court and just whizzed the ball down low to his right. And all credit to Yoshi, he was ready. It was Fazekas who had the turnover that led to that basket. Second quarter action underway, 19-13. Kawasaki Brave Thunders on top and not scoring here with their first look. And Kojima hands it off again. And oh, what a rejection that was by Heath. Now that is what you call good rim protection. And he didn't bite on any pump fake because there was no pump fake. Here he is again. Left open. Off the back of the iron. Well, you got to be able to shoot at positions 1 through 5 in this league, in the B League, or you're probably not going to be here. Heath can certainly hit that shot, but he's missed it. And now Aguilar grabs the rebound. Aguilar, perfect fit for this league. Great shooter. And Fuji, a little bit of pressure, passes to the corner, and the skip pass caught by Maita, who missed it. But again, another look, and Aguilar, great job reaching in. And he is going to be stewing, thinking there was a foul called, or should have been a foul called. Here it is again, look. You get the one miss, front and back of the rim. Baransky chased it. Well, it looked like it was a pretty good no call to me. Jordan Taylor back in the game. Oh, what a handoff to Aguilar, and Aguilar banks it in. Much better for the home team. Taylor looking for a little bit of space. Not finding any. Guarded closely by Shinoyama. Now he gets the basketball back after almost losing it. Osakabe and has the shot swatted by Heath. Looked like that was Heath that got the block, his second block in the past minute. So he switches on to Taylor. And then he chases over, and sure enough, recovers in time to get the block. Bounce pass and missing it. Getting the rebound. Here comes Taylor. And Taylor with a nice little runner. It was Shuto Ando who missed that jump shot. Nice run, and Shuto Ando commits the foul. And Fuji is just does so many things to help his team win basketball games. Here he is with the penetration, but you know he's always looking for the pass option. This time actually gets to the line. (21-15), a lot of basketball to be played. Here in the Kawasaki Todoroki Arena. We tipped it off at 7:05 p.m. local time. And, well, Fuji a little long with his first attempt. Again, winners of the Emperor's Cup when this man right here poured in 25 points. He was absolutely spectacular. It's one of two. Shuto Ando, that one looks good, right on line, and that's the type of shot you're thinking, wow, let's get that man open, get him some looks, get him some touches. He reduces the arrears to 22-18. Shinoyama gets it to Aguilar, who passes back into the lane to Yushi, and then outside and drilling it from downtown, Maita. Now that's much better, catch and shoot three, instead of trying to attempt that one off the dribble. I'm not saying he can't make it off the dribble, but that you could just see that came in the flow of the offense. Now Taylor, Baransky, and same thing, and Taylor giving credit. Penetration and kick to the corner. Aguilar, that's his game. Back in front of the rim this time, stays out. Baransky rebounds it. And now ALVARK Tokyo can pull to within two, maybe even one. The ball glances off the front of the rim. Here goes Yoshi. Hands it off, oh boy. Maita. It's just good things happen when Sushi has the basketball in his hands. So ALVARK Tokyo called timeout. They had an opportunity to close the gap to 2, maybe even 1. Did not get a good shot. And Kawasaki punished them at the other end. Here again is the problem. You try to cut off his penetration. You send 2 people at him, and he's able to make the pass to the open man. And Maita does exactly what he's supposed to do. He cuts to the basket. This game is good as advertised, between 2 and 3. It's kind of the man of the hour, usually coming back out. So coming out of the timeout, ALVARK Tokyo not wanting to lose their rhythm, their momentum. They've been playing well. Just that previous possession didn't go well. And Pavicevic called timeout. Shuto Ando, they've got him marked closely. Yoshi, and that's much better now. Yoshi feeling the confidence. That's why he's been working out with that stroke over there on the bench during timeouts. Wanting to get into the flow. Cuts it to a 3-point deficit. A three-pointer. Aguilar. Guarded by Tanaka. And fortunate to have it, perhaps. Yoshi. Jordan Taylor, and Yoshi just didn't even try. Excuse me, Fuji. So Fuji stepping back and getting no joy going up against Jordan Taylor. Now another timeout. Jordan Taylor with just two points, but he does have 3 assists, and he's also made some plays defensively, as you can see on that last trip down to deny Fuji right at the end of the shot clock. But for ALVARK Tokyo, you've got Scythe with 6 points, and leading the way. 5 points for Yoshi. And for the home team, you can see their numbers as well. Kawasaki Brave Thunders getting 9 points from Fazekas. And ALVARK Tokyo bringing it up the floor here, trying to get perhaps a game-tying three-pointer. Taylor over to Scythe. Tanaka back to Scythe. Oh boy, how about that? Catching it, scoring. I mean, he just has such a nice way of maintaining control of his body once he catches it and goes up. And just silky smooth release. So Yoshi picks up the foul. Yoshi. Watch him again. Just kind of holding, kind of pushing Fazekas out. And Taylor takes exception to that call. Thought he had good defense on Fuji. Here it is again. Look at him. So Fuji. Yeah. Yeah, I like that call. He's already making his move into the paint, and Taylor just kind of comes from the side, gets him from the side. So Fuji goes to the line. He's got 3 assists and 3 rebounds to go with his 6 points. Taylor back to Sice, short. Well, Sice just did not come even close on that. Fuji down the baseline to Fazekas. Fuji open from the left corner. Oh boy, he is just so good, isn't he? 9 points now for Fuji. And the lead back to 6, Tanaka. Yoshi. Well, that was a good looking shot. Just a little off to the left and long, and Aguilar hands it off. Kumagai to Fazekas, who faces a double team. Here he goes again. Fuji, what's he gonna do? Dribbles right, then a little step back, little fade. Wow, looking almost unstoppable at this point right now. He's got 11 now to lead all scores. Under 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Tanaka, his pass outside. Yoshi. Excuse me, Shuto Ando. Dribbles from the elbow. Oh boy, that is automatic, isn't it? He knows he is scoring if he gets a little bit of space. Aguilar battling for position, and Shuto Ando whistled for the personal. Matt Janning comes back into the game here for the final 2.5 minutes of this first half. Fazekas, again, the double team gets rid of it. Janning, he should hit that, and he does! And that's a man that's going to make you pay for a double team if his teammates can find him. And Fazekas knows exactly what Matt Janning can do. 2 threes now for Matt Janning. And great defense offered by Fuji, forcing the turnover. Here he is battling away. And that just, yeah, didn't look right, did it? Traveling. I almost think that Kojima has been out of the game too long. So Fuji now goes to the bench. Pavicevic complaining, thinking a foul should have been called. Janning. Fazekas. You got to guard him out on the perimeter. Here he goes, though. He's able to back his way down low and doesn't make it, but Heath is there and almost gets to the drop, but has to settle for 2 free throws. Baranski just didn't quite time his jump right on the rebound, and Heath was able to get the rebound. So now he goes to the line. So Fazekas makes the first. Misses the second. I think they must have called a technical foul. So he ends up making 2 out of the 3, and it's 39-28. I'll try to reconfirm that one for you. I didn't actually see the referee's signal, but I think he must have. It's the only explanation. Baranski probing. Yoshi gets in and, well, good aggressive play by Yoshi. He went right at Heath, and it was Kumagai that got him on the wrist. So Yoshi, again, back at the free throw line, and boy, he is just completely psyched out at the free throw line. Didn't hit anything. And that's been a constant sight today, seeing him practice that shooting stroke, and now he's got to get it mentally correct, and he does. So that's a good sign that he's able to rebound from the air ball to at least make 1 of 2. We've all been there. Janning passes back to Fazekas. Fazekas keeps it and tried to do too much. Good defense. Baranski gets it to Osakabi. Now Sai sets the pick. He rolls, but Osakabi can't get it to him because Heath is so large. He's not going to be able to pass it past him. Heath might have gotten away with a bump. And the shot from the corner, though, is good. The three-pointer turns out better. Turns out better for ALVARK Tokyo. And once again, Kojima comes out and makes a big play. All credit to Osakabi for not forcing it there, and actually for taking on Heath. Watch this again. Here he goes. Osakabi. Well, maybe there wasn't a bump from Heath. It looked like in live action, and it doesn't matter because Kojima was able to drill it from the left corner. Yoshi with the 5 points, and here's the mistake Fazekas makes. He just kind of lost control of it, and not the first time we've seen Kojima come up with a loose ball and go the other way. Well, Kawasaki started better today. ALVARK Tokyo just completely out of sorts in the first quarter, but were able to cut it to a 6 point deficit, 19-13. And really, they had a few opportunities to pull level, even take the lead. They did not, and the Brave Thunders then went back in front by 11, and now just a little bit of the momentum has gone back to ALVARK Tokyo here in the final minute of the first half. Oh, look at that! Fazekas with the alley-oop pass to Heath. The second alley-oop dunk today for Heath, and that is coming right out of the timeout, and that is what the coach is absolutely pleased with that outcome. Whenever you see your team execute coming out of the timeout, Seiss turns, and Fazekas with the block. Great play by Fazekas, the veteran center. He may not sprint down the court like everybody else. He chooses his moments, but we've seen it all from Fazekas today. His passing, his scoring, his defense. Final seconds ticking off the clock in the first half, and the travel has been called on Shinoyama. Well, he knew that he had already picked up his dribble. I didn't actually see the travel. He must have shuffled his feet or something. Taylor back into the game. Osakabe brings it up the floor, just a little bit of time. He launches it and misses. So on balance, you'd have to say a 10-point advantage is probably a fair outcome of that first half. It's Kawasaki Brave Thunders leading it 41-31 over ALVARK Tokyo at the break. So here's a look back at the first half highlights. Seba Sais got it going early, but so did Matt Janning. And throwing the basketball up to Heath, who had a couple of alley-oop slam dunks in that first half. Janning, a nice perimeter threat. Pablo Aguilar also coming off the bench. And it really makes you realize that this Kawasaki Brave Thunders team has done a great job of building their roster. And, of course, every time you have Fazekas out, he knows this league about as well as anybody. He has maybe had a couple of turnovers, but he brings so many more positives and negatives to the team. His scoring, rebounding, passing, up here on the break. That was a terrific block by Sais, chasing down Aguilar. And ALVARK Tokyo making a nice little run at the end of the first half to claw back what was a 13-point deficit to just 6. But they weren't quite able to get over the hump to pull level or take the lead. Even so, Shuto Ando coming out and providing a little bit of impetus from the bench for this scoring. Taylor obviously finding his way into the paint and passing it back outside. Yoshi showing his range. But this is the man that they are really struggling to contain, Fuji, who, if he's not beating you with his passing, he's able to knock down threes, score on drives. Everything in the flow of the offense for him. And, of course, Fazekas, we talk about his passing and the advantage of having two bigs out on the court at the same time. And there was no stopping that alley-oop coming out of the timeout. So the stats, Kawasaki Brave Thunders shooting at 60% inside the arc, 40% from downtown, 5 of 7 at the free throw line. So all of that's acceptable without question. 4 of 9, meanwhile, from deep for ALVARK Tokyo, but just 29% inside the arc. You would think that they would improve on that in the second half. Just 5 of 8 also at the free throw line. 22-15. Kawasaki doing their bit on the boards and winning in that category. And, you know, that's something else that also has to change for ALVARK Tokyo. If they're going to come back and get a big win tonight, you would think that they're going to have to do a little bit better job on the boards than what we have seen from that first half. From an assist standpoint, overall 10 for Kawasaki and 8 for ALVARK Tokyo. And of course our head-to-heads here, the Japan players. Tanaka hasn't been nearly as influential, hasn't even scored today. 11 points for Fuji, 2 of 4 from three-point range. And just as a spark, there was a nice little give and go again with Fazekas making himself available, not forcing the issue, but always dangerous. And there he was defensively, showing what he was able to contribute to the calls, coming up and forcing the turnover on Kojima, who also has been a very interesting player. And Tanaka, again, hasn't really been his game today. He's got no points. He's attempted 1 shot, and he's missed it. And he does have a couple of assists. So the scoring numbers leading the way, Fuji, who has the 11 points, Fazekas with 10, and Matt Janning has 6. Jordan Heath has 5. 4 of those points coming on alley-oop slam dunks. And for ALVARK Tokyo, you've got 8 points that have been scored by Seba Sais, 6 for Yoshi, and then 5 apiece for Kojima and Shuto Ando, and contributing 3 points, Baranski. So besides being very polite with the referee, getting an explanation, and it's always good advice to show some respect to the men making the calls out there, even if you're not liking the way the game is called. You got to do so respectfully, and that was a good sign from Seba Sais. It's going to be ALVARK Tokyo basketball as we start the second half here in Kawasaki's Todoroki Arena. Taylor gets it down low and scores, and that would be one candidate certainly to really start contributing from a scoring standpoint. He now has 4 points. So a good start for Jordan Taylor, good start to the second half, and now defensively they come up and they deny Pablo Aguilar down low. Fuji gets it to Aguilar again, goes up against Bransky, and again, good defense. Bransky can't do much more than hold his ground. Tanaka back outside Taylor from downtown, and a foul called while shooting the three, unless that was off the ball. Nope, he got him indeed. Fuji makes a big mistake. Never want to foul the three-point shooter, that's for sure. Put him on the line for three, and this time he is not going to be fully punished with Taylor missing the first attempt. And it looks like Taylor certainly has come out with a different attitude here in this second half, like he wants to get him more involved from a scoring standpoint. He's got 4 points here in the second quarter, so taking his tally up to 6. Fazekas has the ball knocked away, but a foul called. Tanaka with the reach. I assume it was on Tanaka. It was indeed, and we do have some matchup issues with both Heath and Fazekas out on the court in terms of guarding them if they're going to get the ball down low. You can see that Jordan Taylor matching up there with Fazekas. And Taylor whistled for the foul. So just called with the excessive hand contact, it looked like, for Jordan Taylor. Fuji over to Fazekas. And Taylor having to guard Fazekas. And great work on the boards. No hustling Sais, but he couldn't get the basketball. Perhaps should have had that. If there is an advantage with this ALVARK Tokyo team that's on the floor right now, it might be they can get out ahead, get out on the break more easily. There's a lot of size out there for the Brave Thunders. And Fazekas not able to rebound it. No fast break, but nevertheless, they will take it. Tanaka gets it to Sais. Over on the wing, Bransky. Oh, beautiful bounce pass. Taylor to an open Yoshi. And Sais with another rebound. Now the dribble, the penetration. Taylor kind of forcing his way in and earning another trip to the free throw line. Yeah, the problem with Fuji's defense there is easy. It's he's lowered his arms. Both of these teams in the East District already know they will be playing in the championship, in the playoffs, the postseason, the championship. Fuji goes out, picks up his third foul. And Taylor, again, being much more assertive offensively from a scoring standpoint, getting to the free throw line. And if he makes this, it's a 4-point game. But he does not. Shinoyama has checked into the game, number 7 for the Brave Thunders. Fazekas. A lot more size there than Baranski. Baranski, again, though, does a good job of moving his feet and remaining erect, standing straight up. Oh, Fazekas, look at that. His attempt, though, bounces over the backboard and into the hands of ALVARK Tokyo. You don't see 1 or 2 shots fall from mid-range or downtown. You might want to make sure the next one is down low. Here's Seiss. Oh, boy, how about that? The three-pointer from Seiss. And the Spanish international cuts that deficit to just 2 points. .7 rebounds for Seba Seiss. Well onto his way to another double-double today. And a foul called on ALVARK Tokyo as they defend Pablo Aguilar down in that low post. And it certainly looked to me like you could have called that one either way. The way that Aguilar established position by clattering into Baranski. And then the two got locked up. Shinoyama attempted to get the basketball to Fazekas. Two-point game. And I tell you, Yoshi would have been in trouble there if Taylor had not done a good job of getting his hands up on defense. Shinoyama again looking to get it, and he does. He gets it down low to Aguilar, who just does a great job controlling his body. And Aguilar is just getting the benefit of some calls, and he's still complaining to the referee. He needs to pipe down or he's going to get slapped with a technical. Great defense by Shinoyama on Taylor. Here's Seiss into the paint. Little jump hook and good D from Aguilar. Big possession. Tanaka whistled for the personal. Two fouls on Daiki Tanaka. And a big moment in the game here. Remember, ALVARK just cut it to 2 points. Had a chance to get even closer to tie it. And now Kawasaki Brave Thunders with a chance to go back up by 6 or 7. Fazekas Baranski rebounds and runs. And Aguilar cuts off his progress, but the ball goes to Taylor. And great hands by Heath. Tanaka, meanwhile, hands it off to Yoshi Baranski. Will he launch? No, he'll get it back over to Tanaka. And Tanaka goes up, and the foul this time, if it's on... Well, I thought it was going to be on Heath, but in fact, it looks like Kumagai. Kumage whistled for the foul. Feels like Kawasaki Brave Thunders should be up by more than just 4 points, but that is indeed the case. And Pavicevic is getting in his 2 cents to the referee. Both these teams seem to be a little bit hot under the collar with how this game is being officiated. And Tanaka misses with his first. So the second is good, and Tanaka, who like Taylor has been a little bit more assertive offensively, is going to go over to the bench, and Osakabe checks into the game. So Fazekas, the foul called, puts him on the line, and number 22 makes the first. 11 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, just a across-the-board statistical giant. Feels like every single game he plays just does a little bit of everything, or in fact a lot of everything, to help his team win games. Taylor, bounce pass, size. Ando. Yoshi. And nice pump fake by Yoshi, getting Fazekas off his feet. Oh, what a bounce pass, Fazekas. Goodness me. Beautiful play by the big fella. That was the best assist of the game. I mean, that was absolute picture perfect. And Janning picks up the foul. Watch this pass. Look at this. And Size tried to kick it, somehow missed it. So back into the game for ALVARK Tokyo is Kojima. Kojima, number 1. Along with Osakabe, number 75. Osakabe drives in and went right at Heath. Looked like maybe he affected his shot. Janning into Heath, and another dunk for big number 35. And that leads to a timeout from Pavicevic. Yeah, once Heath catches it down this low, they actually had a chance because he lowered the basketball. Had somebody reached in, they might have been able to take it away, but they didn't. And he has a few dunks tonight. This is a great play by Yoshi. A lot of basketball still to be played today. But one thing has been pretty consistent, and it's ALVARK Tokyo keeping the pressure on, but just not able to get over the hump. Every time they get so close, Kawasaki Brave Thunders pull back in front. Kojima. Size backing his way down, gets it back over to Kojima. Osakabe. Now into the corner it goes. Shuto Ando. Oh boy, rattles out. And the basketball corralled by Janning. Janning puts it up and gets it to drop. He is just a natural shooter. I mean, he is making jump shots, falling out of bed in the morning. That's how good he is. Osakabe, meanwhile, misses an open look from three-point range. Foul has been called. So the ball stay at this end. The foul on Masuda. Called for a push on Saiz coming in, trying to rebound the basketball. The Saiz has been perfect at the free throw line tonight. 5 of 5 so far. As a team, ALVARK Tokyo have missed it 6 free throws. And now the offensive foul. Well, it didn't seem that blatant, but he was called for a moving screen, moving pick. Coming up on the 13-minute mark in the game, and ALVARK Tokyo with possession, trailing by 7 points. Shinoyama whistled for the personal with a reach. In fact, they call it not on the reach, but on trying to force his way past Saiz, so it's even better for ALVARK Tokyo because Saiz has just been a free throw shooting machine today. He's now 7 of 7, and he's got 14 points, 8 rebounds. And he also had arguably the most spectacular play of the game, certainly on defense, running back and blocking Aguilar on the fast break, getting him at the rim. Fazekas hands it off. Janning calls the play. Osakabe guarding him. Fazekas double team. Good hands by Shuto Ando with 4.1 seconds remaining. ALVARK Tokyo have a chance to get a stop and get the basketball, go down and score. Fazekas inbounds the basketball. Janning, they'll take that option every time, but he gets blocked, but nobody boxes out Heath. So they called the foul, Osakabe, on Janning. So 3 free throws. Oh, no, wait, have they? No, sorry. They called him for the foul coming up from behind on Heath. Nevertheless, they catch a break as Heath misses with his first attempt. Brave Thunders now 7 of 10. Make it 7 of 11 at the free throw line. Size for 3. Well, I guess he's shot it so well today that you'll live with that, but maybe there was a better shot to be had. Janning open, and boy, I would have put money on him making that one. He was wide open. Kojima. Shot clock down to 9. He's got a mismatch on Fazekas. No, he gets rid of it. Yoshi. Oh, that's twice in a row now. Twice in a row, ALVARK Tokyo have not really had good offenses. A quick 3 attempt from Saiz, and then a shot from Yoshi where he wasn't even facing the basket. Fazekas, meanwhile, goes in and scores. Shuto Ando. Oh, nice handoff to Saiz, much better. Don't settle. Get the ball inside. Go to work. The worst thing that can happen is Saiz goes up and he gets fouled. And we know what he does at the free throw line. That cuts it back to a 5-point game. Janning. Now to Fazekas. He's got the mismatch again on Osakabe. There's no way he's stopping that. So they get the switch and then he can't do anything to stop him. Final 25 seconds of the third quarter ticking off. It's still a 7-point lead for the Brave Thunders. And Shuto Ando missing. Fazekas with the rebound. And a chance for Kawasaki Brave Thunders to land another blow here. Janning steps back for 3. Good! Boy, that is not what the doctor ordered for the visiting team. And Janning, again, just so tough from 3-point range. He's not perfect tonight, but he has hit a few. And with that latest, it's Kawasaki Brave Thunders leading it 58-48. 10 minutes remaining. Well, Saiz is doing what he can, but it's not enough right now. He's got 17 points. He's got 10 rebounds. But the home team today, the Kawasaki Brave Thunders, 7 of 18 from 3-point range. And that last 3 from Matt Janning right at the end of the quarter has allowed him to go to 3 of 5. Here he is stepping back and stroking it. And might just be the best 3-point shooter in this game. I'm sure Fazekas would take him on in a 3-point shootout. Of course, this is where he did his damage. More than happy to back his way down low and shoot it just a step inside the free throw line. And I think the difference is with Jordan Taylor coming in, he'll be able to handle those switches a little bit better against the likes of Fazekas. And Fazekas, you would like to think that if you're ALVARK Tokyo, that you could push the ball up the floor quickly, try to get some points in transition, but they haven't been able to run that much. Fazekas, another three-point shot from the wing. And look at that. Aguilar beats him to the basketball, just out-hustles ALVARK Tokyo, and Fazekas gets his easiest two of the game. And the lead, 12 points. Taylor. Guarded by Fuji. Saiz, Mr. Reliable. I think anytime he gets it close to the basket like that, it's going to be awfully difficult to stop. So back to a 10-point deficit for the ALVARK Tokyo team. Fuji, well rested. Throws at the feet of Aguilar, who makes a great catch. And then Fazekas called for a push on Jordan Taylor. And again, this is where Taylor's strength comes into play. He is not going to be bulled around, not going to be pushed around by Fazekas. He's able to at least compete with him. Here he is, going behind his back. Taylor. And great rebound, Saiz. Boy, that is where he earns his money right there. The offensive rebound and the putback. And now it's an 8-point deficit. Give me that play every day of the week if you're ALVARK Tokyo. Just put it up and let Saiz go up and get the rebound. But how about Fazekas? That is his spot on the floor. They can't stop him. Every time he catches it right there, it is going in. And he's having a monster day. 20 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Saiz with the bounce pass to Tanaka. Eight minutes remaining. 8 points the difference. Can they stop Fazekas? And also this guy. He's been killing him. Oh boy, Fazekas this time for three. Oh boy, they just can't stop him. They can't stop him. Fazekas. It looks like he's barely moving around out there on the court, but he's getting to his spots and he's scoring. It doesn't matter where he is. Taylor with a runner. Great rebound, Saiz. Just can't keep him off the glass. Taylor for three. Boy, the three-point shot has been huge today. So 8 threes, and Fazekas again showing his full array of skills offensively. We've seen him go to work, especially in the second half, right in the lane. Near the high post, but he has also shown us his three-point shot. We've seen his passing. Here he goes again. That's the only way he can do. Try to get the ball out of his hands. And Aguilar is he's not going to give anything away, is he? That was clearly off of him. Tanaka, bounce pass. Now Taylor. And catching it down low and going up and scoring was Hiraiwa. Hasn't played much today, but he's back in the game, the backup center. He's undersized. And he's got the tough assignment on Fazekas. Well, you don't need to reach. I don't understand why you've got him that far away from the basket. Just move your feet. He's probably not gonna back you down all the way from out there. Well, at least Fazekas has gone out of the game from ALVARK Tokyo's standpoint. But Heath is in the game. He can also present problems everywhere. Here he is setting the high screen. He rolls, and a three-point shot is good. Well, again, he sat down for most of the third quarter, so he comes back, and now he's hit another three-pointer, back to a 12-point lead. Maita whistled for the foul here. Just a little bit of hold on Yoshi. 6 minutes remaining. And Kawasaki looking to leapfrog ALVARK Tokyo in the standings, trailing by 12 points. These two teams will get it on tomorrow as well. Offensively, they just haven't been as good, but they do have size who just is there to clean up the mess more times than not. If you don't come up with the basketball cleanly on the defensive rebound, he is going to take it and flush it. So Jordan Taylor called for the bump. And with his third foul, he has to go out of the game. Well, he doesn't have to, but he does, because Pavicevic thinks this man is going to give his team more offense, I believe. Kojima, number one, back in the game for Taylor. And Fuji blocked. Great play by Seiss, who's doing it all right now. Seiss with 23 points, 13 rebounds, and that was his second block of the game. Tanaka bumped up high by Heath. They pass it. Brave Thunder's not allowing him to get their offense that they want, and they end up having to put up a prayer. Seiss almost able to score with a putback. And the reach and the foul, and Fuji is going to the free throw line. The offense just has not been good today for ALVARK Tokyo. I mean, just 58 points, but you know, a lot of that you attribute to the defense of Kawasaki Brave Thunders. They have not given anything away cheaply. And especially when you think about those second chance points scored by Seiss, you know, they have been tough. Second chance points and also 13 points at the free throw line. Fazekas with the 23 points on the bench right now. And Fuji second in the scoring with 14 points, 13 for Janning. They've just looked like they've had a lot more going offensively tonight. There's Seiss scoring and then going down and getting the block. Well, let's put up a shut-up time for ALVARK Tokyo, because it is they're running out of time. It's hard to believe Seiss isn't in the game, but it could be because we're going to see a little bit of full court pressure. And then we'll see him come back into the game. And you got to remember they're going to be going at it again tomorrow. The second free throw missed for Fuji today, but definitely look for some defensive, perhaps picking them up full court. ALVARK Tokyo over the remainder of this fourth quarter. Osakabi hands it off. Kojima pulls up and doesn't get it to drop. Suda gets it back over to the man of the hour, Fuji. Sato doesn't have to worry about rushing Fazekas back into the game. Not by the looks of it right now, the way his team is just handling this ALVARK Tokyo outfit. Other than size, the issue of size has been a problem for ALVARK Tokyo today. I mean, you say that they still had their chances. They've missed a lot of opportunities, and they could have pulled even or taken the lead. They've had several opportunities. They haven't been able to do it. And look at that. Aguilar just comes in, gets the offensive rebound and put back. And Kawasaki Brave Thunder opening back up. Now a 14-point lead, their biggest of the game. Yoshi. Well, they'll take it. Back to 11. But can they get a stop? Fuji passes it back out. They're not in any rush, but they're going to pass it down low to Aguilar, who posted up and missed. So a break for ALVARK Tokyo, who not only get Kawasaki Brave Thunders to take an early shot, but they get them to miss a layup. Can they take advantage? They'd ideally like to stroke another three-pointer. Well, they attempt it, but it clangs off the back of the rim. Just not their day from a shooting standpoint. And the pass down low, and again, Aguilar misses, but he follows and has to settle for 2 free throws. I think Aguilar did the right thing by coming down with the basketball and going back up, but he could have actually attempted the alley-oop, and it looks like Yoshi has either got a cramp issue. You would hope it's a cramp issue and not a knee issue. $11 points, just 1 rebound for Yoshi, also 1 of 4 at the free throw line. 4 of 9 inside the arc. This was his latest basket, shooting it and making it from 3-point range. And then here's what happens. He's playing defense. And, well, it wasn't immediate, the problem. So the team medical staff out on the floor examining him before bringing him out of the game. Watch him again. Oh, yeah, it looked like he might have hyperextended it from that replay. So that's not a cramp. That's more of a hyperextension. And that's a little more worrying for ALVARK Tokyo and for Yoshi, especially, well, as you get to the business end of the season here, you know your team is headed to the playoffs or to the championship. You don't want to only, complicate your fate by losing on the road and then losing a player as well. But I would not be surprised if he did not re-enter the game tonight, and he might even miss a little bit of action. He's in a little bit of pain over there. So Aguilar takes his time, bends his knees, and gets the first one to go. And Aguilar makes both and takes it back up to a 13-point advantage. Aguilar has had himself a nice game today. 10 points, 7 rebounds. So the clock definitely the enemy right now for ALVARK Tokyo, who've struggled all day long getting offense, and they do at least get the three-pointer from Shuto Ando. And he's the guy that's got to provide the scoring thrust coming off the bench. He's got 8 points now. And the ball thrown out of bounds, so another break just opens the door a little bit more. Opens the door for a little bit of a comeback. Yeah, that's worrying. I think he's hyperextended it. Bounce pass, much better. Attacking the rim, and I think Sato is quite right here to call a timeout, especially in view of their own last possession, turning it over as cheaply as they did. ALVARK Tokyo cut the deficit to 8 points. Again, the bounce pass. Osakabe gets it to Hiraiya. ALVARK Tokyo, 23 points for Seba Sais. And Yoshi, you can see, has the 11 points. And then you look at the foul trouble. Just 2 fast break points all day for ALVARK Tokyo. You would think that might be an advantage for them, but it hasn't been at all. And Fazekas with the 23 points leads them. Fuji with the 15 points. And their foul trouble is not really foul trouble at all. 3 for Fuji, and then 2 apiece for Janning and Komage, as well as Masuda and Maita. Even so, there's still time if they can get some stops and some points. And I suppose Sato has talked about how it's important to maybe use some clock every possession and don't settle for bad shots. Now the full court pressure and making it awkward, but Fuji able to save it and bring it inbound, or bring it across midcourt. Fuji to Aguilar. His little pass goes off the hands of Maita. Well, 2:20 remaining. And another basket here can cut it to 6, maybe even 5. Pulling up and short. And good work by Fuji, hustling down. Look at the bat. Oh, terrific hustle. They throw it off of Kojima. Referee almost signaled the wrong direction. So Fuji hustles and then It was great work from Maita to throw it off of Kojima. And that's been pretty much the story of the game. They've had an opportunity to get closer, to get an open look, and they miss it. The Brave Thunders have just been a little fresher, a little more aggressive today. And they want to go in for the kill right now if they can. They want to end this. Fuji. Pump fake. Oh boy, forced that one a little bit early in the shot clock. Yet again, Baranski brings it forward. Look at the defense. That's constant. Baranski from downtown. And the shots just are not going for ALVARK Tokyo. Fuji. Fouled by Osakabe, and free throws coming for Fuji. One last roll of the dice for ALVARK Tokyo, trailing by 8 points. Their opponents at the free throw line. Well, you don't have to be playing your best basketball this season right now, but I think for the Emperor's Cup winners, it's a good sign that they are looking like the better team today. And Jordan Taylor looks like a player that wants to go back into the game, expects to go back in, but Pavicevic is sticking with the crew that he's got out there, knowing another one's coming up tomorrow. You would think that if they could get out of here with a win in 2 games, they would be satisfied with that. And nobody boxed out Aguilar, who for the third time comes in, gets an offensive rebound. And now he goes to the line. Kind of a tough foul on Baranski, who had better position. But Aguilar makes the first. He's got 11 points, 8 rebounds. I think that, in fact, that offensive rebound might have given him 9. Ando. Shuto Ando. I'm surprised he didn't launch it. Baranski. And that should just about do it. You feel like they just have not been able to get anything going in this fourth quarter. Shinoyama. And well, in a way, it's a victory for them as they take off all 24 seconds off the clock, off the shot clock. So the some of the reserves checking into the game now for Kawasaki Brave Thunders. Yuya Kamata, number 18. Also coming in, Naoya Komage. So job well done for the Brave Thunders today. Fuji there has been terrific. Great work. Winning here at home. Now the penetration, the drive, and 2 free throws awarded. So Shuto Ando comes to the free throw line. His team down 10, just 22.2 seconds remaining. And Pavicevic is airing his grievances right now to the referees. Both free throws good. So back to an 8-point game. Sato looks on. Masked up. Doesn't want to take any chances. And final seconds ticking off the clock. Sakabe still playing some defense. I don't think he wants to put him on the line here at the end of the game, that's for sure. Here's the drive. And shot was attempted by Yusuke Tsunai, but it was blocked, and the final buzzer has sounded. A job well done by Fuji, by Fazekas, and Kawasaki Brave Thunders. They win it 76-68 over ALVARK Tokyo. So surprisingly, almost ALVARK Tokyo outscored them in the second half just by 2 points, but they had a little too much work to do at halftime and just never could quite get over the hump, even when they had good spells of play to pull back. Seemed like a combination of their inability to have a good set on offense, but also the defense seemed to pick up for Kawasaki Brave Thunders at the right time. 76-68, Kawasaki Brave Thunders win it over ALVARK Tokyo. Well, just another day at the office for Fazekas, who knows that the bigger games await his team as they go after the title. And Pavicevic makes sure to say thank you to his team's fans that made the journey to support the team. Coach Sato with a look of a man, of a coach that's pleased with how things went today, and I'm sure that when he comes out and talks here after the game, that'll be the case, but it'll just be one more result that's been ticked off. They'll try to put this behind them. They'll enjoy it today and then come back out and fight tomorrow. You see Janning and Aguilar, they're battling away at the end of the bench, joking. That's a good sign. Fazekas lost in thought. And Fuji there has once again put in a good day's work for his team. So Fazekas with the 23, Fuji with 16, Janning with the 13 points. Also scoring 11 points was Aguilar, and contributing 8 was Jordan Heath.
まず佐藤源氏ヘッドコーチです。よろしくお願いします。
So let's hear what Coach Sato has to say.
残り5試合全部勝って自力で2位だと水曜日のゲームの前に話してからこれで2連勝です。まず今日のゲーム勝因振り返っていかがでしょうか。
はい、苦しい試合でしたけど、このホーム轟の皆さんのパワーとあとは選手の頑張りと、チームみんなでなんとか勝ち取れました。ありがとうございました。
オフェンスではアドバンテージを生かして点差をつける部分もありましたが、第3クォーターでは東京に粘られて苦しい時間帯もあったかと思います。どのようにご覧になってましたか。
オフェンスで本当に激しいディフェンスをされて、なかなかうまくいかない時間帯だったんですけど、
Kenzie Chato said it was hard playing today, but he wanted to say thank you to his team for the effort that they put in. It was a great job by them. So it was a hard time, but the offense was very hard, yet they were still able to get points against ALVARK Tokyo.
明日に向けてお願いします。
はい、明日レギュラーシーズンホーム最後の試合です。今まで成長してきたものを全部、ここで表現したいと思いますので、明日も応援よろしくお願いします。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
And for tomorrow, it'll be the last game.
続いて
This last game, they'll do their best.
選手です。
So
お願いします。
we're looking forward to finishing strong. Fazekas comes out. I don't think we'll need to translate here, but we'll see if he elects to speak in Japanese or English.
今日はチームトップの23得点11リバウンドのダブルダブルでした。今日のご自身のパフォーマンスはいかがでしたか。
You know, I missed some shots in the second half. Obviously, I got off to a hot start, but you know, most importantly, we won. That's really what counts.
で前半はすごいシュートが入って後半、少し自分が、決めきれるシュートもあったなというふうに思っているので明日に生かしていきたいと思います。でも一番大事なのは今日勝ったということなのでそれが達成できてよかったと思っています。
このホーム最終節、しかも相手は、勝率で迫っている東京というこの2試合、どういうモチベーションで今日臨んだんでしょうか。
You know, our motivation is not to make this the last games at home. You know, obviously, you know, we get a win tomorrow. We try to win 2 next week. We get a home playoff series, so that's what we're trying to do for you fans.
で僕たちの目標とは、ここを、最終節にしないということが自分たちの目標であるので、またプレーオフで轟でプレーするためにもここをしっかりと2連勝してまた轟にプレーオフでも戻ってくるというのが自分たちの目標なので明日も応援よろしくお願いします。
おめでとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
We certainly didn't need the questions translated for him. He was able to answer those, but he did so in English. And now we'll also hear from the favorite Fuji.
おめでとうございました。あ
りがとうございます。
今日は非常にハードにプレーしながらもファウルをもらって時間を止めたり冷静なプレーも光ったかと思います。ご自身のプレーはいかがだったでしょうか。
そうですね、最後ちょっと点数詰められた時にフリースロー、何本か外してしまったので、しっかり最後フリースローを決めれるように頑張りたいと思います。
ヘッドコーチも触れられていましたけれども、東京相手に今日68失点、守りの集中力最後まで途切れなかったかと思いますがどうでしたか。
ディフェンスもそうなんですけど、リバウンドだったりルーズボールが、しっかり取り切れてたっていうところが非常に良かったかなというふうに思ってます。
So he also confirmed it's been hard playing, and at the end of the game, the 3 points were good. And the defense also was really good today from his team.
ベストメンバー揃ってなくても絶対に油断しないように、簡単に勝てる相手じゃないというふうに、選手の中でしっかり話して、入ったので、そういう気持ちのところで、絶対に負けないようにっていう意識でやりました。
さあ Also
talked about how before this game they got together and they said, we simply cannot lose this game. They came out resolute and ready. So thank you for the support. And again, he says they just came out and they really played hard today. They made up their minds beforehand. And you could see that they left nothing for chance today. They came out and really got after it. So player of the game, Fazekas. Not surprising when he scores 23 points, grabs 11 rebounds, dishes out 5 assists. Should say also that Fuji said that tomorrow they'll do their best, but they can't afford to lose that game either. And also thanked all the fans for the support. Now Fazekas, obviously you can hear what he is saying. Well, he's definitely got his fans here, doesn't he?
You know, my kids need, shoes, they grow out of them like every month. So hopefully we can get some A6, I'll order them up and hopefully the kids can enjoy it.
子供がすぐ大きくなるので1ヶ月に1回ぐらい使い替えなければいけないのでなので、子供用の靴でも買おうかなというふうに思ってます。はい。ぜひぜひどうしてください。じゃあ最後ね。
Point to the shoe there, the ASICs.
最後に出雲の B ブレイブでニック選手締めましょう。
はい、準備いいですか？
皆さんアクションで。
1、2、3、B。
Congratulations! MVP はニック・ファジーカス選手です。
So he gives a good club cheer for Fazekas. Looks like he's looking forward to getting some weight off of his feet as he goes to the locker room. They take a lap of thanks as well. You could see always important to connect with the fans, and that is exactly what they're doing. They love their basketball here in Kawasaki, the Brave Thunders. They give the lap, they wave to the crowd, the fans take their pictures, and we'll look back at some of the highlights, or the highlights. Remember that first quarter was really important as they came out, the Brave Thunders, and really started strong. Janning with that alley-oop pass to Heath. Then Aguilar coming off the bench, getting the steal, going down, but this time getting the dunk. We'll see later on that Saiz hustled back and was able to get a block. Fazekas was, as usual, just a problem. Hard to contain. And that was easily recognized by the end of the game when he had 23 points. That was the block from Saiz. That's why you don't give up on those. Look at this finish to the quarter, the first quarter. Wonderful play. Wonderful play by Kojima to Yoshi. Yoshi did pick up a knee injury late in the game. We hope he's okay. Aguilar scoring there. He had himself a nice day. Really hustled Aguilar. 11 points, 9 rebounds. Yoshi had some ups and downs today. Fuji was excellent. Look at this. Fazekas gives it right back to him and nails the three-pointer from the corner. And that was Fazekas with his passing ability on display to Heath. Well, Saiz did about pretty much everything you could have expected of him and a little bit more today. Came out and had 23 points, 14 rebounds, 2 blocks. And some of the good Yoshi moments. But that pass was just elite from Fazekas. Went right through the legs, in fact, of the defender. And then Fazekas getting out of the break, starting with the pass, and then the finish. After catching the pass from Janning, Heath puts it up and in. Again, without Saiz, this thing would not have even been close today. But Saiz was giving as good as he got. Arguably, well, the best player in the game. But I guess you have to give that honor to Fazekas, the way that he came out and just never let up offensively. Saiz with his ability to get in and crash the boards. You talk about his rebounding. 6 of his 14 rebounds were on the offensive glass. But how do you stop that? You don't stop that right there. I mean, this is Saiz going up against Fazekas, who has a nice quick release. So that shot is not going to be blocked. And then Fazekas just says, I can do anything and everything. Steps outside and shows you his three-point stroke, the second three-pointer of the game for him. Saw a couple of times the penetration from Raiura. But Fuji, well, he was excellent. 3 of 6 from three-point range. Saiz, relentless on the glass, and looked like Aguilar could have maybe gone up and scored with an alley-oop there. Ended up getting to the free throw line. And the worrying part of this for ALVARK Tokyo is that Yoshi looked like he might have hyperextended his knee, so he had to leave the game. Hyperextended his right, I think it was his right leg. Shuto Ando getting some points late, but just not enough. That was the other one that we talked about from Hiraiwa. And that was it. So, a job well done. 76-68. Kawasaki Brave Thunders win it over ALVARK Tokyo. And as we look at the stats, Kawasaki shooting 54.5%. Inside the arc, they hit 9 threes. That was 2 more than ALVARK Tokyo, and didn't shoot the basketball quite as well from the free throw line. but they did win the rebounding battle, and both teams getting 10 offensive rebounds. And as you look at the comparison model that we had here at the start of the game, Fuji was just outstanding with 16 points, 3 of 6 from deep, and just 3 points for Tanaka. So you look at the B-League Championship graph there, 2021, 2022, and as it is, that's how it shapes up. Of course, the season is not done yet. We heard how Fazekas was saying that we need to try to get as many wins as possible, and maybe we can sneak in there and get some home court games for the championship. And here is the upcoming schedule. So the fans file out of the Kawasaki Todoroki Arena, pleased, happy. Everything has gone according to plan today for them. They win it 76-68 over ALVARK Tokyo. Thanks for watching, everybody.